Hello class, Professor Phil here. Everybody here? Tony, you need a coffee? Go get a coffee. Who wants a coffee? Kenny, go get him a coffee. Alright, today we're going to talk about spray guns. There's two different types of spray guns. This is the old style, old school, siphon feed. I'm going to talk about this gun for a while. Alright, this, like I said, siphon feed, it has to be paint in here, suck through the tube. And when you spray it, it comes out, sucks through here. Here's the bad part about this thing here. You need about 45 pounds of air. So you've got about 40 pounds shooting out of here. Only 20 to 28% of the paint that's in here is actually getting on your vehicle or whatever you else is painting. Where's the rest of it going? Everywhere. On you, through the filters, hopefully you're wearing a mask, and not through you. This is old school. Still works, but we have much better technology today. Today, this is 99.999% of all painters are using what we call a gravity-fed HVLP. HVLP stands for high volume, low pressure. The best way I could describe to you is pressure is like, and volume is, you're getting a lot more air without the pressure. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this particular gun. Like I said, it's a gravity-fed HVLP. All right, this is going to be what they call a 1-3 tip. And I'm taking this apart. Normally you don't take this apart unless you're doing good cleaning. So I'm taking the needle out of here, pulling the spring out. So basically, when you first pull the trigger back, just air is coming out. Nothing else but air when you pull it back. When you pull it back all the way, that's when the paint comes out. Now let me explain to you how that works. So the first time you spray, you pull the trigger, you're getting just air. Now if you look inside the cap here, you'll see holes on this side and you'll see holes on that side. What that does is shooting air this way, and that's what makes your fan. So when you choke off the air using this top one, it kills the air here. So instead of doing this way, it kills it, so just the air is coming out. So you're painting a spot like this, a round spot. If you crank up the air, it'll give you a pattern. And that's more easier and control when you're painting something. Okay. So I pulled out the needle to show you what the needle looks like. And inside here is the tip. So when that goes in there, it plugs up that center tip. So when you pull, air comes out. When you pull a little bit more, it pulls this pin back and allows more paint to go through here and shoots out the front, goes through your center cap here. There's small, tiny little holes that pushes it out forward. Then you've got your air that shoots sideways, and that's what gives you your pattern. Okay, so I'm going to put this back together again. As I said, you only have to take this out once in a while when you're cleaning it. Not good to take it out all the time. I'm popping my needle back in, and you put a spring in it. It's hard to screw it back in here, so my trick is to hold it in with one hand, the spring, and then I start screwing it in there. Okay, as long as I'm talking about this, I'm going to tell you how I like to set up my gun before I paint. Alright, this one here stops the trigger from coming back. In fact, I'm going to pull all the trigger back, and I'm going to screw this in. You can see what's the trigger doing? It's bringing it forward. So it's allowing me to only pull back a little bit, so only a little bit of paint comes out. But as a professional painter, we don't like that. I want full control. So I open it up all the way. So the trigger's all the way back. Now I start to screw it back in again. As soon as I feel the trigger moving, that's all I use. I open this all up and then a quarter of a turn, because I don't want a big fan, I want a nice controllable fan that way. Okay, then I put my cap on there. Now it has to be sideways like that, because of the air shooting this way, it creates a fan like that. Now, if you're, depending on what you're painting, you may want to shoot it this way. So your pattern is coming down this way. Okay. So most of the time we are shooting it this way. Now you only have to using low pressure on this, somewhere between 15 and 20 pounds. So this one, at best, like I said, 20 to 28% is getting on your vehicle. Because you're using less pressure and the paint is being fed, you're getting up to 75% of material on your vehicle or what else you are painting. So you can see the cost factor here. It's going to be a lot better to use a gun like this. Less in the air, more on there, not plugging up everything. Okay, this down here adjusts for your air. You screw it all in, you're not going to get any air, and you open it up there, and this allows. So you can control how much air is getting in there. Like I said, you need about 15 to 20 pounds. Now, if you're not really sure, you could use a regulator, or in some shops we call these cheater valves. And you can screw it on here, open this all the way, and now use this valve. And then you can watch how much pressure is going in there. I personally don't watch these. I go by sound, by how much air is coming out. Talk about old school, whatever. Okay, the difference again about HVLP, high volume, low pressure, and a regular. Now you can see, this is a regular tip. This is an HVLP. Can you see the difference in the holes? Much bigger, a lot more air. This is going to starve itself. Still can use it, but it's going to starve itself. Okay, so that's pretty much about the gun here. After that, it's just going to take a lot of experience. Okay. But I'm going to hook it up real quick here. I'm going to show you. I just spray it. Let the air. When you use it all the way, that's when paint's going to come out. And I'll demonstrate that again in a few minutes here. Okay, so we want to start mixing some paint. Now what they have in the market today is mixing cups. We have the quarts, and we have the pints here. What's great about these is, as you can see, they already have the measuring all done for you. So if you've got something that's going to take, let's say, 2 to 1 to 1, 2 parts paint to 1 parts activator, 1 parts reducer. 2, 1, 1. You look up on your little gauge up in here and you find 2, 1, 1. Or in this case, let's just go 4, 1, 1. That's probably the most common one. 4, 1, 1. That means 4 parts paint, 1 parts activator, 1 parts reducer. So you can see their numbers from 1 to 6, 1 to 6, 1 to 6. So you put your 4 parts up to 6. Then your 1 part goes up to the next 6. And then your other part is the last 6. So it's going to be a 4, 1, 1. Okay? That can get confusing sometimes. Okay, now the type of cups that we use, these are called PP 16,000 cups. What's nice about these is you have your holder, and these are liners. Put your liner in there. Then you mix your paint. Then you put a funnel that has actually a very fine micro filter on there. And then when you pour that in there, it helps filter it in here. Okay. But what's also nice about that is the type of lid that we are using on here also has a filter in there. So after your paint's in there, you put the lid in. Now, you hear it snap in there? Always open it up just a little bit, because if it didn't catch, it could leak. And you put your locking ring on. Now you hook it up to your gun. Flat on the table, push it down, give it an 1/8 of a turn, and your paint was going to be all set in there. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate it again, but this time I'm going to add a little water to it, and we'll just spray it right out of here. Okay, so we're going to start right from scratch. All right, I'm going to use this small cup here. I'm going to find my 411. So I put my 4 parts of paint, and then I pick up my activator, 1 part of activator, and then I pick up my reducer, if it calls for reducing, 1 parts of reducer. Okay. I take my holder, put the liner in there, filter. Now, one of my tips is take your stir stick and hold it in the middle as you're pouring. Because if you don't do that, and you start pouring on the outside first, it's just going to flop right off on you. You only have to do that a couple times before you learn. So I hold it in there, and then I would pour in my paint. And of course it's getting filtered. Now I pop in my lid. Again, double check, see, it locked, good. Put my locking ring on, don't forget the locking ring or you will be wearing the paint. Take the gun, flip it upside down, push it in, 1/8 of a turn. Now it's all set to go. But because it's gravity fed, look, if I pull the trigger, paint's going to start coming out already. It's gravity fed. I don't need the air pressure to suck it up. I got gravity fed. Push it down there. Okay. Put this in there. Again, I can adjust my air. Nothing to there. Okay, that's just air. Now if I squeeze it again, that's when the paint comes out. Okay? Like I said, I go by listening myself. So that's about how you spray, about 28%. And usually a good hand's width away from it. If you're too far away, it's going to get very dry and not good. Too close, it will run down the side of your car faster than you can say, "Ooh, look out!" Okay? Now, after you're all done, always hold the gun this way. Because if you hold it this way and you're walking along, and you're not paying attention, you're going to pee all over everything. Not good. All right, so keep it that way. So, to clean out the gun, the liner, you could throw out the liner. Throw the paint out where it's supposed to be, you could throw the liner out. To clean out the gun, there's a couple different ways. Usually we have some kind of clean reducer that we squeeze the trigger and squish it in there, and it runs out there. But another thing I like to use is this blaster. This has got pressure in there, so you squeeze the trigger, hold it in there, and it does a good job of cleaning it. Okay, and then after you're done with that, you can actually take this out, your cap, again with the air, and blast it in there. Okay, I think that's about all. Now, all guns are going to have a tool kit like this, which has all the sizes that you need to put this all back together again. I think that's going to be about the spray guns and the HVLP. Remember, HVLP stands for? That's right, high volume, low pressure. If you have any questions or anything about this, give me a call. After that, once you understand the gun, it just takes experience. Do's, don'ts, what you messed up. Every time you do something, including messing up, you always learn something. Okay. All right, then, I'm going to put together about 10 questions and send them to you about what we talked to today. Everybody's doing really good about sending in their work. Everybody's happy about that. So, hope to see you guys soon. Take care.